Jimmy once told me that over the last 3 decades, he'd been arrested 60 times in nonviolent acts of civil disobedience and only convicted 30 times. I thought that was a pretty good record. He led us through the Occupy Augusta movement, and he continues to lead us in-state and out-of-state on the Balkan crude oil bomb trains and efforts to get TD Bank to divest from the North Dakota Access Pipeline. So please welcome Jim Freeman from Verona, Maine, Maine's top activist, and just stirs it out. Thank you.
That was tough. First, I want to say that after this meeting today, after this gathering, many of us who can or able are going to meet at the cafeteria across in the state office building to further discuss the alliance and the direction we're going to go. So please feel free to come regardless. Second thing is, in the past few weeks, we've been doing actions at different TD Bank North branch offices. TD Bank North is a principal funder of the DAPL pipeline to the tune of $1.4 billion. They're also one of the main banks that the state of Maine, this very building, puts their money into. They're a Canadian-based bank, and I think that should change. And so we're going to have a continued campaign to have Maine divest from TD Bank. They're renegotiating the DAPL pipeline as we speak. As the first of the year, the contract is up. So we're very hopeful that I think the Norwegian National Bank has pulled out. Other banks are considering pulling out. And if we can get TD Bank to pull out, it'll be huge. Incidentally, the principal of TD Bank, which is TD Ameritrade and everything, is the Rickett family. And they just got an appointment by the Trump administration. They're totally tied together. So our work may be a little hard, but I think with the continued pressure, we can be successful. So now on to the bomb trains. About 3.5 years ago, Sass Linnekin, Bob Shaw, and I, along with 3 other people, blocked the oil trains in Fairfield, Maine, with really no idea of their explosive capabilities. We knew that the tracks were unsafe. We didn't like the whole idea of these rickety cars coming through Maine. There had been a couple tanker cars that had rolled over but didn't really have major spills. So 10 days later, Loch Magonic happened. And so it kind of put us in an odd position. People didn't necessarily know us individually, but they knew nationally with social media that we were a little clairvoyant on making a big scene about the oil trains. So Bob and I then made an effort. There was a bomb train conference in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, a year ago in November, that Bob and I went to, intending to meet people in Albany, which is the northeast hub of the bomb trains. And I had gone to Albany after Loch Magonic for a family reunion, and there were literally hundreds and hundreds of cars sitting right in the Port of Albany, right adjacent to public housing, to City College of New York headquarters, libraries, schools, and everything else. And that exists still today. So we took that message to Albany, and we started organizing in Albany last January. And from that came Break Free, which was a big national East Coast action on May 14th. But Bob and I made a pledge to each other when we got there. When we saw this, the public housing unit, there's 400 units, over 800 people. It's called Ezra Prentice, and we saw it as one of the most blatant environmental racist things we've ever seen in our lives. From here to the back wall, trains park right behind this public housing. Not even that. There's a chain link fence. And the kids are ramped with cancer, with asthma, and all kinds of different diseases. So we've been organizing there. We hooked up with Global Partners, which is the owner of the bomb train, the oil. They're the ones that bring the oil through. And we've done a lot of organizing in Albany. We brought Global Partners to the table with a couple members of the city council. There's an organizing group called the Village Inc. and some of the religious community, and we're pushing forward, and I think we've had some reasonably good successes. Global Partners, along with CSX, Buckeye, and Canadian Pacific, they used to park the trains right behind at night, and there's all kinds of racket and noise. So I'm pretty sure we're going to get our sound wall, which is a sound wall similar to what you have on the interstate highways, erected in the coming year. They've agreed to move the trains at night and to another location. We still have a major problem with diesel trucks that get off Interstate 787 to go through the community, and we have a couple other issues on air quality monitoring, which we're pushing forward. So it's been just a lot of people coming together and doing a lot of work. We've pretty much connected with a group in Albany called PAWS, People of Albany United for Safe Energy. We've made good inroads in the African American community in the South End, and we're going to continue to do that. So I know we've had a lot of support from people here, and I want to thank you all very much. And thanks for all your activism. This is really heartwarming for me to see everybody come together. There's some wonderful people out here, and I think together we've got some challenges, but we're going to push forward and we're going to make some major changes. Thank you very much.
And thank you, Jim. Our next speaker is a protege of Megan LaSalle, the chair of the board for Southern Maine Workers Center, and we'll be speaking to you about healthcare as a human right in the campaign that they've started. Thank you.